started Equicare about 10 years ago, and this is a group, and members of this group have different expertises. So we've got specialist surgeons, we've got people with other interests. I think we've constantly strived to improve, to offer additional services to our clients. And I think the idea of the CT, it was one of our members, Roy, and I think this probably puts us in the forefront in South Africa in terms of what we can provide for our clients.
We've scanned quite a few dogs and shown lots of pathology, and we've even done things like angiograms on dogs. We've done a dynamic pituitary on a dog. So with CT, you can now look at things in 3D, and you can also look at them in multiple planes. So you can look at them in coronal, axial plane, sagittal plane, or even oblique planes. So things hiding behind certain structures won't be missed, and you can see a lot more than conventional X-ray. And this makes surgical planning a lot easier and a lot more accurate. Our executive chairman, Mr. Werner Bergeret, was discussing the sale of a CT scanner to Blue Hills Veterinary Clinic with Dr. Angela Rogers. And she explained to him how horses would be scanned on a CT, where they're completely anesthetized, then placed on their side and put through the gantry. He immediately was convinced there was an easy way to do this. And he started drawing on a piece of paper straight away, and that's where the idea was born.
What's unique about it is that we can image both horses' heads as well as legs up to and above their fetlocks while they are standing and awake. There's most definitely a cost as well as a safety advantage. So here you just have them sedated, which is really much safer. From a point of view of an anaesthetic, there's always a risk both under anaesthetic, as there is with any animal, as well as recovery specifically with horses. The cost advantage is really that there's no cost for a full general anaesthetic, which is not cheap in horses. And after that, they're just able to go straight back to their stable and not have to recover from a full general anaesthetic.
When scanning legs, as this is the first scanner that scans horse legs standing, there was an extra challenge. We had to rotate this gantry so that parallel to the ground and then lower it into a pit. The horse would then walk over onto a pedestal, put its legs on the pedestal, and the whole gantry would rise up at a calibrated rate, acquiring the information that we needed.
It's a pretty easy process. Probably the most difficult part of it is just getting the horse positioned really in the correct position, but the actual acquisition of the images is really easy. And the other nice thing is it's really quick in comparison. Once the horse is positioned, it's probably only about 30 seconds to acquire that image.
There's some very difficult areas, especially the legs and getting through the horse hoof. So with CT, we can actually get through and we can look at soft tissue and bone structures three-dimensionally with an enormous amount of detail.
We may find that we get better images of tendons when they're under stress as opposed to being non-weight bearing with a full general anaesthetic.
This is definitely the first system in the world that you can do horse legs to look at the deep flexor tendon, standing and just with mild sedation and not full GA anaesthetic. And it's also the world's first, as far as we went, 128 slice CT that's used in equine medicine. After solving all the challenges, I'm very proud of this project. I think I was really proud when I saw the reaction on the vets' faces when they could now see things they could never have seen before and diagnose pathology that they probably wouldn't have picked up without the scanner. The vets have actually requested that our next scan might be a snake or a crocodile, so definitely not only horses.